Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
She's sitting in on a video. She's not feeling too well, so we are recording from the home office today. But this is pretty big news. Netflix got the WWE away from USA Network.
It's been on USA Network as long as I can remember.
Yeah, I'm actually pretty shocked by this. This is a huge deal, and this kind of goes along with something I mentioned in a video yesterday about the head of movies over at Netflix suddenly getting gone. I think Netflix is going to be spending more money on other people's content rather than trying to do it themselves. And you're going to spend money where it makes sense. WWE is a very safe bet. I mean, it's never really, it's had its ups and its downs over the years, but wrestling has never stopped being popular, being profitable.
They also spent a lot of money on like overseas content, like K-dramas and all that kind of stuff. Oh, you already had it pulled up.
I already had it pulled up, yeah.
I can tell you because I watch them all the time and they're always getting new stuff.
Yeah, so this is what's going on here. So, in relation to the strikes, like everybody pushed for better conditions, which is fantastic if they're producing stuff in the States, but or they're producing it in-house in Hollywood. But I think what's going to happen here is companies like Netflix are going to be like, yeah, let's just spend a bunch of money on outside. Let them take the risk.
Yeah, even in the United States. I mean, I think there's like little minor studios that are still getting to work because they weren't part of the strike.
Yep.
Well, that's okay. They'll work and it'll end up on Netflix anyway.
Yeah. All those side deals that they cut during the strikes. Yeah, those independent movies are probably gonna wind up on Netflix.
Plus, they keep pivoting to like reality TV things like this obviously would be depends on who you ask. Reality TV.
It depends on who you ask. But
sports.
Let's talk about this because this is huge. This is a very big deal. Before we get into it any further, please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Yeah, woohoo if you do.
Woohoo!
Now, I am a lapsed wrestling fan. I used to be a very big wrestling fan back in the day.
I was not.
No, Geeky was not. But I was. I noped out probably, right before we got married, I think. But I was definitely big into wrestling all through the 80s, in the 90s. And the Attitude Era, and I used to go to tapings with my cousin and his friends. We used to go. I've been to several live shows. Used to go in California. We saw Hulk Hogan live. That was pretty exciting. And, it's seeing a massive resurgence in popularity over the last couple of years again. And yeah, for Netflix to get it, $5 billion, I think they spent on it.
Well, I mean, over 10 years. When you break it down by 10 years, that's really not that much per year.
That's half a billion.
It's a lot of money, but you know what I mean.
$500 million a year, but for this is actually a steal. This is a steal. So this comes from The Wrap. I guess it happened last night or this morning. Netflix nabs WWE Monday Night Raw from USA Network in 10-year, $5 billion deal. Again, it's been on USA as long as I can remember.
Yeah, that's where it always was when I was a kid.
The streaming giant also gets live rights to all of WWE's content in international markets.
Now that's key right there too, because everybody looks at it as a perspective of just here, but a lot of times the international rights are sold someplace else, and now you get it in all international markets. That's a much bigger deal.
Yeah. So WWE Monday Night Raw will move from USA Network to Netflix in a deal reportedly struck for 10 years at $5 billion. The streamer will also become the international home for all of WWE's content. And this is what, a year or two after I think the Saudis bought WWE.
Yeah, that's what I thought. I thought they had gotten it, and then I knew they had that Disney had been in the running for it, and then I thought they had gone there, and now here comes Netflix. So this thing has more ups and downs than a roller coaster.
This is like one of the plot lines.
This is a more exciting ride than Disney.
Netflix will have Monday Night Raw live stream rights in the USA, Canada, UK, and South America beginning January of 2025. This isn't a year yet. More territories are expected to be added over the course of the contract. So they're going to be live streaming it like live TV on Netflix, just like watching TV. Additionally, Netflix will also become the home for all WWE shows and specials outside of the US, including Raw, SmackDown, Next, as well as the home for the company's premium live events, which include WrestleMania, SummerSlam, and Royal Rumble. I remember back in the day, pay-per-view, you had to pay.
Is that that's outside of the U.S.?
Outside the U.S.,
so those aren't. So in the U.S., it's going to stay where they are, but outside the U.S., okay.
Starting next year, WWE's documentaries, original series, and upcoming projects will also go to Netflix internationally. Now, I've been watching off and on. I've been watching the documentaries. I think they're on the History Channel. because I was watching the one on the Iron Sheik.
Yeah,
and,
I remember
that was pretty interesting. Next we'll move from USA to CW in the US. So that's off of USA
too. It's all getting shifted.
Yeah, Friday Night SmackDown will move from Fox to USA. So they're going to get Friday Night SmackDown, but the big one is Monday Night Raw. That is like the big one, and they just took it from them. Both network changes will occur in October of 2024. So the deal is transformative, said the TKO president and COO. It marries the can't-miss WWE product. Again, this is something Disney wanted because they knew this. The can't-miss WWE product with Netflix's extraordinary global reach and locks in significant, predictable economics for many years.
Yeah, see, Netflix is big everywhere. So it's not just the United States.
So this is a big deal. They said it's a major shift from Monday Night Raw. The first time in 31 years that Raw has moved completely away from linear television. The program has been available on Peacock in the past. It was previously broadcast on USA. Yeah, that's where I always watched Monday Night.
I don't do wrestling, but I was well aware that it was on USA.
Yeah, it was a big deal. I mean, this is huge. So this is something that the rumor was a lot of different streamers were going to fight for this for wrestling because they knew how big wrestling was.
Sounds like they did.
And Netflix got it. And I have to wonder, like, how long until Netflix, since they're doing more live stuff, how long until they decide to position themselves like Hulu and be like, you know what, let's just add linear TV while we're at it.
They might.
Why not? Everybody's already got Netflix. Let's just do it.
They did that Disney's, with Hulu, and that's probably in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
Because the only one that's even close to them, I think, is Hulu.
Mm-hmm. So that would be that'd be pretty interesting. Now, there's some other wrestling. Now, again, we're not a wrestling channel. I've tapped out. I've tapped out from wrestling. I haven't been following it super close, but I guess Dwayne Johnson's it is lame. He's on the board now for WWE, and it's actually, I think it's WWE if I recall correctly, and I'm sure somebody's going to jump in the comments and correct me if I'm wrong, because that's how the internet works. Mm-hmm. I think it's WWE and UFC. I think they're one entity now. Yeah, this was fairly recent, a couple months ago, UFC and WWE. That's what TKO is. And apparently The Rock is on the board. But WWE actually was the WWF and the WCW. And I think ECW? I don't know. Basically, the WWF gobbled up all the other wrestling leagues.
IDK.
IDK. That's our wrestling.
That's
IDK.
me. I don't know.
But then there's Billy Corgan's wrestling out there too. I forget which one he has from Smashing Pumpkins. He has one of them too. And he gets himself in trouble all the time.
Neon is also a giant fan of Smashing Pumpkins.
I am a huge fan of Smashing Pumpkins. Yes, and Billy Corgan, he's definitely Gen X. He's been saying some stuff lately that's been getting him in trouble. But
we do that all the time.
Welcome to
the party.
Welcome to the party. So yeah, just to kind of throw this in there too, since we're talking about Netflix, I did mention yesterday a little bit about their head of movies leaving, which means that they're probably not going to spend as much money on original movies because they were spending like $200 million on movies.
They were. I mean, but they also weren't coming anywhere near some of these things as Disney was spending.
Yeah, and they said that he had a lot of high-profile flops, and they didn't make the money back. And they talk about Glass Onion, that would be the Knives Out sequel.
Wait a minute, why can't Disney fire Kathleen Kennedy then?
That's a damn good question. That's a damn good question. But yeah, it just, to me, it shows that Netflix is being smart, and they're like, let's let other companies take the risk. We'll just pay them for their content and bring it, just like how they did in their originally.
That's how they were doing it for years until everybody decided they wanted to be their own streaming service, which we said was a bad idea then. It's still a bad idea.
I think it's a bad idea, and we're seeing it now because I covered yesterday that Paramount, they're laying a bunch of people off. They don't know what they're going to do, who they're going to get sold to. Everybody went broke trying to chase this streaming chuck wagon, and really it should have probably just been Netflix. And then you just put your content on Netflix, and that's it. It makes a lot more sense. I mean, if I were going to bet on one horse at this point in time, I would bet on Netflix and just be like, because they're not going anywhere.
I would have bet on them since the beginning, but that's just me.
But there we go, guys. So WWE coming to Netflix next year. That's a huge deal. And I have to wonder if they're going to try to lock down some others. I mean, YouTube locked down NFL, so there's a
shakeup across the board, so it's interesting.
There is. So please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants. We're gonna wrap it up.
Yeah.
We'll talk later.
Bye.